students. Today we will discuss about the first law of thermodynamics. That is, first law of thermodynamics, you know very well, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, rather it changes from one form to another. This is known as first law of thermodynamics. You will study this in your lower class, or you can say total energy of the universe always remain constant, although it can change from one form to another. If energy change from one form to another, then energy change from system to surrounding or surrounding to system. But as a whole universe, energy remain constant. Or you can say energy of an isolated system is always constant. This is first law of thermodynamics. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, rather it change from one form to another. Second, energy of universe always remain constant. Although the energy can change from one form to another in the universe, or from system to surrounding or surrounding to system, but as a whole energy remain same. Or you can say energy of isolated system. Isolated system means pure system is always remain constant. For justification, you can say, if you switch on the fan start to move and give us wind energy. But fan absorb electrical energy. That means fan will convert electrical energy into mechanical energy, because blades of the fan will start to move. Movement is the mechanical energy. Or there is no perpetual motion machine. Perpetual motion machine means the machine which works without energy. You know any of the machine, any of the substance that works without energy? Bicycle. Simple bicycle absorb muscular energy, convert into mechanical energy. Other vehicles absorb chemical energy in the form of diesel or petrol, then converted into mechanical energy. So there is no any machine which works without energy. Clear? Then how will you identify or derive first law of thermodynamics? Suppose you have a gas that is enclosed in one container. This gas consists of only and only internal energy. Pure gas stored in a closed container, and this gas consists of internal energy. Internal energy of this gas will be represented by U1. Then some work is done over here. Then some work is done over here by absorbing heat. By absorbing heat, that means for work done we will apply heat. When we apply heat, first of all, before the work has to be done, it will absorb heat. Internal energy plus absorb heat. For example, you will put a container filled with water and put this water container onto the gas burner for boiling. As you put the container filled with water on the gas burner, it will start to boil immediately. Answer is no. It will absorb energy slowly. Absorb energy slowly. And a temperature is come where water start to boil. That means work has to be done. That means work has to be done. By absorbing energy slowly and regularly, work is done. Work is also the form of energy. So our container is this one. U1 plus Q plus W. When work is done, that means final state is formed, and it is equal to the final state. internal energy of gas at final state. It is first law of thermodynamics. According to it, internal energy of final state of the gas is U1 plus Q plus W. These two terms related to internal energy come on one side like this. It is okay. Now U2 minus U1, that means change in internal energy, Q plus W, or you can say Q is equal to delta U. This is known as first law of thermodynamics. This is known as first law of thermodynamics. Beta, this law explains change in internal energy of any system is equal to the sum of amount of heat absorbed and work is said to be done. How much amount of heat is absorbed and how much work is done. Sum of these two will equal to the change in internal energy. This is known as first law of thermodynamics. Beta, this is known as first law of thermodynamics. Now, from here we can calculate how much amount of heat it will absorb. From first law, it is Q is equal to delta U minus W. If work of expansion take place, if work of expansion of gas takes place, then W is equal to minus P delta V. That means external pressure is less than internal pressure of the gas. Then when we apply external pressure, gas will expand. Work is negative. Put this in equation. This one, Q is equal to delta U minus minus plus P delta. Minus minus plus, that means Q is equal to U plus P delta V. Here you will identify from this equation. Beta, this equation explains that one interesting point, Q plus W. Q is heat, W is work done. I will explain in front of you in my previous video. Both work and heat are path function. They are not state function. But internal energy is the state function. These two are not state function. But these both are path function. But sum of the path function is equal to state function. Because change in internal energy or internal energy is the state function. It is interesting point that will be explained by first law of thermodynamics. That is explained by first law of thermodynamics. Beta, on the basis of first law of thermodynamics, some numericals are there. These numerical must be solved by yourself. One of the numerical, that is calculate internal energy change for the following. First one, system absorb. Beta, system absorb 15 kilojoule of heat and does 5 kilojoule of work. Now you will calculate. Start to calculate. Beta, change in internal energy can be calculated by using first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W. Q is the heat, its value is 15 kilojoule per mole. Clear? In your statement it is 15 kilojoule, that is okay. Now it is absorbed. If heat is absorbed, its value is, heat is absorbed, system absorbs the heat, its value is negative or positive? Beta, it is positive. Work is done by the system, that is negative. Putting these value here, 15 plus minus 5, 15 minus 5 is equal to 10. Units of internal energy also kilojoule. Like this. These are so simple numericals, but you must remember the sign. Sign is not given here. Statement is opposite. If it is evolved, exothermic. System evolved, it is exothermic. For endothermic, Q is positive. But for exothermic, Q is negative. And does 5 kilojoule of work on the system, not by the system, it is on the system. Then W is positive. Now statement, only signs are changed. Answer is minus 15 plus 5, minus 10 kilojoule per mole. If per mole is given in your statement, then you will mention, not given, that not be mentioned. Now our another topic is enthalpy or heat content. Another topic is enthalpy it is also known as heat content. It is represented by capital H. It will be represented by capital H. Beta, heat content or enthalpy itself do not be explained as definition. It will be derived from first law of thermodynamics. It will be derived from first law of thermodynamics. Our first law of thermodynamics is Q is equal to delta U minus W. Clear? If work of expansion take place, then W is equal to minus P delta V. For work of contraction it is positive. For work of expansion it is negative. Here work of expansion take place, it is negative. Put the value of W in equation 1. So equation 1 become delta U plus P delta V. It is equation 2. If volume remain constant, at constant volume, delta U is equal to, delta V is equal to 0. That means at constant volume, equation 2 become equal to this one. It means change in internal energy is the amount of heat change at constant volume. At constant volume. Now, from equation second. From second equation, that is Q is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Put the value of changes, that is U2 minus U1 plus P V2 minus V1. Now U2 minus U1 plus PV2 minus PV1. Final state equation on one side, initial state equation on another side. Q is equal to U2 plus PV2. U2 plus PV2 minus one U1 minus this one U1 plus beta minus plus PV1. Now U plus PV is equal to another thermodynamic equation H. This H is known as enthalpy or heat content. Enthalpy or heat content. So U2 plus PV2 is equal to H2. U1 plus PV1 is equal to H1. Better this equation is second, third. Putting these in equation third. In place of U2 plus PV2, it is H2. In place of U1 plus PV1, it is H1. At constant pressure, Qp is equal to delta H. It means enthalpy change or change in heat content is equal to the amount of heat absorbed or evolved at constant pressure. At constant pressure, or you can say energy stored within the substance or in the system that is available for conversion of heat, into heat content at constant pressure. Now there are two important terms you derive from here, that is QV, heat evolved or absorbed at constant volume, is equal to delta H, or heat evolved or absorbed at constant pressure is equal to delta H. Delta U, delta H. These two terms use number of times. In our next topic, what is the relationship between QP and QV? Our next topic, that is relationship between QP and QV. Heat at constant pressure and heat at constant volume, or you can say relationship between delta H and delta U. For this, beta, you know very well from the first law of thermodynamics, you will derive QV is equal to delta U, QP is equal to delta H. Both of these will be derived from first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. Clear? Now, how will you derive the relationship between these two? Relationship between these two will be derived from change in enthalpy. Equation. That is delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Here I need delta H, delta U from here also. So I will change only PV. Delta H is equal to delta U plus PV, change in volume V2 minus V1. Then delta U PV2 minus PV1 according to ideal gas equation. PV1 is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT, only number of moles of the gas will change. For PV2, it is N2RT. Putting these two in this equation is 1, this is second. Then the equation second is delta H is equal to delta U. Delta H is equal to delta U plus, in place of PV2 it is N2RT. In place of PV1, N1RT. RT and RT are constant, common. Delta H plus N2 minus N1RT. Sorry, delta U. Delta H is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1RT. That is change in number of moles. So, delta H is equal to delta U plus change in number of moles, RT. But these are only for gas, not for solid or liquid, only for gas. Then this is the equation. It is the relationship between change in enthalpy and change in internal energy. If question here is what is the relationship between heat at constant pressure, heat at constant volume, then in this equation we put these two values. Delta H is equal to QP and delta U is equal to QV plus delta NGRT. This is all about the relationship between heat at constant pressure and constant volume, or change in enthalpy and change in internal energy, that will be derived from first law of thermodynamics. That is derived from first law of thermodynamics. These are all under the heading of first law of thermodynamics. Thank you.